Welcome back to the All Healers to 2500 challenge. My name is Elvin7, and where we left off last time, we had just gotten the Druid across the finish line. 25-23. Get me off the spec, dude. So in today's episode, we're going to pick up right back where we left off after that month-long Druid grind and start on the Shaman. Yes, you heard that right. The Druid took a month. So how long do you think the Shaman is going to take to grind to 2500? 3 days. It took 3 days. I wish I was kidding. We got the last bit of IO and 3 days worth of a stream. So that's what we're going to be covering today. But let's go ahead and pick up where we left off in the last stream. Like I said, the Druid was the second healer to cross the finish line. And we do have the rest of the healers kind of picking up some IO here and there. We have a bit of a ways to go on 4 other healers, but the Shaman is going to be the main focus. I just want to blast this one across the finish line. And starting off, I want to talk about a giant shift coming from Druid, where it was very difficult. It was really hard for me to kind of comprehend how the playstyle has changed since the last time that I played it. And I was also trying to play without a kick because I really wanted to make it hard on myself for some reason. I don't know. I just want to be ready for when I play the pre-specs and I don't have a kick to fall back on. Coming from that to Resto Shaman with a up to 34-second cooldown AoE stun, an AoE knockup, a short duration kick, like all the CC in the world plus all the utility in the world. I mean, it was life-changing. But one thing that I kind of noticed right away was that I was having to drink mana every single pool. I'm not even kidding you, every single pool. Turns out I was just playing it wrong in the start. We were playing Totemic Shaman, and I was just like blasting my mana bar. But using this utility, we were able to just blast through these early keys. Starting with the Siege of Borealis, I'm really just trying to transition from the basic level of play into trying to cycle abilities and get used to things, which is really good on Shaman because you have Healing Tide Totem, Ascendance, and Spirit Link Totem as 3-minute cooldowns, and then you have your Healing Stream Totems, your Ancestral Guidance, like some other buttons that you can press to fill in and kind of clump together to make a makeshift cooldown, which makes dealing with boss fights actually really simple. You just cycle these cooldowns for the boss's mechanics. Everyone else is kind of going at their own pace, which is fine. Oof. So we make very quick work of the first key of the week, our Siege of Borealis, and then we move into Dawnbreaker, which something funny kind of happened this week in Dawnbreaker. Every key that we did in this dungeon, there was one person in the group that failed the same exact mechanics in like the same exact way. It's kind of crazy how much alike these people were. But even with these people like kind of lagging behind, we were still able to just dunk on these dungeons. Coalescing Water Zone. I'm gonna have to read it because I don't know like all the talents based on their name. Come on, no. One thing on this channel that was like kind of consistent was every mage that I had was just like so bad. Like it was just every mage. And then lately it's been like every shaman. Like every single shaman I've gotten has just been like disappointing and like angry, you know? But right now it's like, it's hunters. We're back to hunters. And it's, give me a break. Okay, we need to drop our big healing totem here. Let's drop it. Huge. Oh god, the hunter, the hunter. Okay. Okay, but we've pulled these guys, which is not good. I can't help but think that if these mistakes would have been made on our druid or like even the monk, like someone would have died or multiple people would have died. So I don't know. I don't want to make any statements about that. However, I will say that we were invited to much higher keys just because we were a shaman. Like people were very favorable to us. Anyways, let's talk about our build. So our build at the moment was pretty outdated. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty outdated. I was running Totemic, which as we progress throughout the video, you guys have convinced me to play Farseer, and I full swapped. It was so much fun, but for the time being, we are playing Totemic, which I do enjoy. It just consumes our mana bar. But the rest of the build, there are talents here or there that are still pretty behind. Like they're just outdated. So as we progress through the video, I'll make some slight tweaks to kind of enhance our build and take us to that next level. But let's move on to Arakara here. So I'm going to pop it offensive. We're going to Earth Ellie, pop it offensive. Put down our healing Tide Totem. And yeah, we should be good there. I don't know if Earth Ellie did anything, but it felt right to have for healing. We try to stack on our Evoker who is running from us.
Only the strongest.
That's a wipe
survive.
angle. You got like so much time, it's fine. Oh no, people. What are we doing? It's okay. This is like the pug killer boss. Like I always notice that. Like this boss, you expect to like fail a few times. Boss is so annoying. Oh, mage. As you can see, other than like a couple really dumb deaths on the boss fights, there wasn't really any issues in this dungeon. This dungeon is very easy, so every time that we come across it, we kind of just blast through it. We might have a death here or there, but it's nothing too big. But once we make it to the final boss, I realized that I probably should not use utility on this fight. What I mean by that is that I probably shouldn't use my poison cleansing totem because it just risks shooting lines out or shooting the poison lines out at the wrong time, like while our DPS aren't ready for them. So instead, I just opt to pop a healing cooldown and heal through it every time. And I found that it went very smooth. Like we didn't risk anyone dying. So yeah, we tackle this dungeon and move on to the next one. Up next was Stone Vault. We're still using that same strategy where we push our lowest key to get the biggest jumps of IO, but I think it's exaggerated on the Shaman because once again, we're getting into higher key levels than our item levels should allow, so it's just going to accelerate our growth. But as we move into Stone Vault, we start off with this blob boss, or that's where I'm going to start this key for us. And I thought this boss was so much fun to heal as Shaman. You just collect the orbs, get the healing buff, and then your chain heal just like rips through everyone and full heals everyone. So super satisfying boss, and we blast this boss. It does get a little sketch at the end, but I have a trick up my sleeve. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, we lost one. We are probably dying here. Let's just lust. YOLO. Send it. Go. Kill the thing. Kill the boss. Come on, J-Bach. We need you. I am, like, out of stuff, though. Let's just put down Healing Tide. Ah, that clipped us. Oh my goodness, it wasn't easy. It wasn't clean, but the boss fell over, so we take those. For the tag team boss, it's one of my finest moments. I say that I'm going to get the ranged kick when the boss jumps out, and just watch. Oh, I said I would get range kick. I totally forgot. I'm so bad. Hey, the first one's free, though. We're fine. We're so fine. That was a test to see if they trust me, and they passed.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
We're good. Come on, live. My tank was just empty.
So much.
Maybe we did it just enough to kill it. We did. Oh my god. Oh my god. Keep the tank alive, actually. That's step one. Whew. And the icing on the cake, we get to teabag J-Block. Oh yeah. That's a double win right there. As you see, we escaped every boss in this dungeon with like the skin of our teeth. So it was super close, but we timed it with 50 seconds left and we had a little fun at the end there. But now we're moving into Siege of Borealis. And before this key, this is the moment where you guys convinced me to try out Farseer Shaman. And oh my goodness, I'm so grateful that I did, because there's a moment before the second boss where if I wasn't Farseer, this could have caused a wipe. And it was because my food got canceled right before the fight by the boss being pulled. And if we just had no mana with Totemic, we're screwed. But since we're Farseer, we were somehow able to scrape by just being very frugal with our mana and casting healing waves instead of healing surges, and just being good with our cooldown rotation. I tried to drink for mana before this fight, and my tank said no, we are pooling. Uh-oh. Let's see how much damage this does. We're good. Poison cleansing. Stun those guys. We're chilling. Let's get some healing surges out. Proc undulation. Need one more to get another little clone out. Hey, I didn't even notice boss was dying. We're probably losing the shaman. He is way back there. Maybe I should have hung out in the middle there, but nah, we're fine. I would be so out of mana if I was running the other one. Oh, we're probably dead here? We are definitely dead here. The tank's like, I'm fine. I'll be up here if you need me. Wait, this is actually kind of clutch going up here. After this key, we somehow get invited to a +11, and I am like shook. However, one of my viewers, Mythic, also gets into the key. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go with it. And I did post this as a standalone video, so you can go watch it for yourself. But I'm not going to cover it too much because a lot of people commented that it looked a lot like I got carried, which I don't disagree with. This tank turned out to be one of the best tanks I've ever seen. And as you can see in the clips here, he was just like immuning me at the right times and like keeping me alive, allowing me to do the very little healing that Mist of Tyrannus Scythe requires. But all in all, this just kind of knocked Mist of Tyrannus Scythe out of the way and gave us a massive jump to IO. I'm so sorry if this did look like a carry, but I promise you, I was playing clean. I was doing some shaman tech, so it wasn't as carry as it might have looked. But this blessing was also kind of a curse because it allowed us to get into a lot harder keys and also to push our own key. And it starts with this stone vault. We went from having the best tank who was self-sufficient and also kind of kept me alive at certain times to having one that really didn't communicate before the key, didn't let us know the first pull, which I guess we should have known if he pulls the whole hallway we lust. But he didn't. He also died, and then we all died, and then we died again, and it was just a very rough start. But we took this failure as a wake-up call and went back, and instead of trying to push all these 10s and 11s and keeping that ball rolling, I tried to lay down the foundation of this challenge and tried to get some lower keys done, and we started with Necrotic Wake. You know what's crazy? Capacitor Totem, I'll stop there. You know what's crazy? Capacitor Totem. Yeah, we're trolling. Let's just die. We're trolling. How to throw a key. Ah, yes. Ugh. Well. I need to stop trolling. Put it simply. Get in. Oh yeah, this is an easy wipe. Easy go next angle. As you can see, we absolutely nuked this key, but a couple of pretty funny mistakes upstairs. I can't remember the last time I've missed a hook, let alone like me and another player back to back. I just thought that was funny and I tried to include it, but just moving on, we're going to just tackle a bunch of mid-level keys and get ready for that end game push. And I think Grim Batal is like the perfect example of all of these mid-level keys to show you kind of what's going on in these boss fights and in like the ad phases too. When you think about mechanics and how to heal them or what to combat as a healer, there's kind of two types of damage that this dungeon pool throws at us, like big slams of damage that risk one-shotting you or killing people if they're low, and then like massive ticking damage or like massive giant boss pulses. And Shaman is very good at dealing with those, but I was working on cycling my abilities to use each different subset of our abilities to top everyone up before and after that slam so no one dies. And then, like the second boss or the final boss of Grim Batal, for those big AoE pulses, I was matching my cooldowns to that damage. So I was either using like Healing Tide plus like double Healing Stream, or Healing Tide plus Ancestral Guidance, or just Ascendance, or just Spirit Link Totem, or really trying to get the hang of using my cooldowns to just cycle these abilities, because that's what Shaman is very strong at. They have very powerful cooldowns, and a lot of them you just have to master how to use them. So that's what I took this time to do. Nice. Oh no. What a time to lose the tank. Kite, my friend, kite. Like you've never kited before. Okay, what a timing though. What a timing to lose a tank. Kicking that cast that are coming my way. We might need to Spirit Link this. Let's just do it. Save the rogue. I don't want to Spirit Link and Healing Tide. Spirit Link should be enough. Uh oh. Let's Ascendance this. Okay, we're rocking and rolling. Alright, Gale, where are you going? I'm gonna put down Healing Stream. Oh, it didn't even matter. Okay. This next one we're gonna Healing Tide. Pop a defensive here too. Okay, we're gonna have to Spirit Link here. Unfortunate. Oh, we did not actually. We had AMZ there. Now what though? Get out! That's not good. Okay, we're switching direction. Weird. Live! What do we have here? Healing Stream, that's it. I have to dump some mana here. Someone got clipped. That's not good.
Your ascension is complete.
Live, tank.
What can I make?
We have our defensive rolling. Oh, we're actually fine. Oh my goodness, that's stressful. Ow. Easiest key of my life. I didn't even think about the mechanics like once, I feel like. We have like no time. Less than 5 seconds. I think we do lust this. Okay, boss is dead. Using this and like this practice, plus the knowledge that like shamans get invited to keys so much faster than every other healer, we were just blazing through the IO. So I cracked my final vault and I spoke to the shaman in my guild who is Shamrocked, one of the best shamans, in the game. And he was finally able to convince me to swap off of undulation. Oh, one other thing, I want to show you guys something. So I always talk about how I have one of the best shamans in the world in my guild, and I was messaging him yesterday telling him about the challenge, like how I'm like close, and I was telling him about the challenge, and he said, no, you can't play Farseer with undulation. I said, I hate Unleashed Life. I'm also like 600 item level, so I spend half my global surging myself. He said, oh, and then I said, so I actually get fine undulation value. He said, I can't condone that. So we might have to swap off Unleashed Life to make Shamrock happy. So we swapped to this, and apparently there's a self shield that is massive on the shaman tree that I just wasn't using. So we swapped to that as well. We fixed our UI, our weak ores for the final time. Our talent build is final. We're finally ready to get into the final push. The last two keys. Let's blast them. We're shielding ourselves. Spelling the tank.
Engaging offensive protocols. Engaged. Dominant intruder identified.
We have...
Intruder identified.
I need to spell the tank. But then they definitely gave them like a nice overhaul. Let's kick that. We have so much CC with double shaman. Crazy. Okay, we got 2 stacks. That should be enough. I'm stressed. Need to unleash life. I see it. I see y'all typing. Uh-oh. 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 Shout out Spirit Link Totem. Gotta kill. Uh-oh. 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 Too big damage. Too big damage. Put down our totems. Oh. As you can see, it was not an easy key. We're still pretty under-geared for where I would imagine you try to be for this key level, but although our Paladin DC'd for the final boss, we were still able to kill it with like 4 minutes left, getting us to 2488 IO, just one more key to go. But do you remember that thing that I told you about Dawnbreaker earlier in the video? Well, here it is again, the final key, Lust Lady attacks. We're gonna sentence this next one. Actually, it's Healing Tide. There's nothing. Oh god.
Do you see it?
Lust Lady, what are you doing? Sounds like he says daddy still, which I don't like. Got triple totem helping us out, and boom. There we go. Where's that put us? 25-16. We did it. And there you have it. We finally got our third healer out of the way. So now we have our Mistweaver Monk and both of the resto specs. So Druid and Shaman, 3 out of 7 done. And let's take a look at the IOs and item levels of the rest of the healers. They're all kind of at the same level other than Holy Priest. They're kind of lagging behind, but they're kind of where we started this episode on Shaman. And if we can get each of these healers done in about 3 days worth of a stream, then I mean we're set. However, after we got the shaman done, I did leave it up to you guys or my Twitch and YouTube chats while I was streaming to decide on what healer comes next. What do you want to see me pushing for the next like month or 2 months? And you kind of tied between Holy Paladin and Disciplined Priest. So what I plan on doing is instead of pushing one healer at a time, trying to get it all the way to 2500, we're going to push them both evenly. So I'll do like 1 key on the Paladin, 1 key on the Disc Priest, 2 keys on the Paladin, 2 on the Disc, something like that, and see if they can race and see which one finishes first. It's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of fun, it was so much fun pushing the shaman with you guys on the stream. So thank you guys so much for the support to this series. It's so much fun. It's a lot of a challenge. Like there is so much work that goes into this, not just playing on stream, but all of the editing. So I really appreciate your support. A special thank you to the patrons of this channel. And guys, the shaman push was fun, but I think we have a lot more fun to come. So tune into the stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Starting next Monday, we're going to take this week off so I can spend the holidays with my family. But make sure that you're subscribed on YouTube. Like this video if you like this series and you want to see more, or if you just like this episode like me kind of memeing around on some of the pugs that we got this week. And I'll see you guys in the tandem grind of Holy Paladin and Disc Priest in the next episode. Until then, take care.